Loki is back at the TVA after the death of He Who Remains. After 2 years, Loki returned Thursday night for its Season 2 premiere, marking the return of one of Marvel's most eagerly anticipated projects on Disney Plus to date. Since Season 1's finale back in 2021, fans have been eager to find out just how bad things are going to get in the wake of Sylvie killing He Who Remains and exactly where she sent Loki. Season 2 picks up right where Season 1 stops. After arriving in an unfamiliar version of the TVA, Loki is on the run with Mobius, who does not recognize him, and other agents chasing him. Loki jumps off a balcony to escape, lands in a flying car which then crashes into a He Who Remains statue and then an office, and the TVA logo on the floor is damaged. No one Loki encounters there recognizes him, but before he can be apprehended, something strange happens to him and he is seemingly teleported away into the same office, though this time they recognize him. Loki notices the floor is damaged in exactly the same spot from before and he realizes he was in the past but is now in the present. Before he can be taken to Mobius, Loki vanishes again. Mobius and Hunter B-15 look at a monitor and see how utterly messed up the sacred timeline is with all the branching timelines, and it's bad. Casey informs Mobius about Loki and Mobius and B-15 are called to a meeting in the war room because Renslayer is still missing. They leave and Loki shows back up and is pointed to the war room, but he vanishes yet again. Loki eventually makes it to the war room, but there is no one there. Inside are wall motifs with the various faces of He Who Remains. He's in another time again. While Mobius and B-15 deal with things in the present, trying to defend their actions, Loki explores the room in his, listening to a recording or He Who Remains speaking with Renslayer. In Mobius and B-15's meeting, there is disagreement about what to do, with B-15 trying to explain that they, the TVA, are the issue. B-15 pleads for the TVA to change starting now and she's successful, but not everyone is happy about it. The TVA is to stop pruning immediately. Loki appears and finally connects with Mobius, telling him that they found him, and he then burns away the mural to reveal the He Who Remains mural underneath. X-15 is commanded by the displeased General, Dox, to find Sylvie. Loki tells Mobius that they are all coming, explaining what happened with Sylvie at the end of time. He tells Mobius that war is on its way. Mobius doesn't remember any of the past with He Who Remains, and Loki explains that He Who Remained wiped his memory multiple times and time is working in the TVA now, which it should not be. Mobius takes Loki deep into the TVA, to Department of Repairs and Advancement, where he meets Ouroboros. OB identifies what is happening to Loki as time slipping and he can't fix it because it's supposed to be impossible at the TVA. Loki ends up in the RNA in the past and past OB tells him the same thing, time slipping is impossible, but back in the present, OB suddenly remembers seeing Loki in the past, proof that time slipping is indeed happening. OB says he'd need a temporal aura extractor and past OB creates one and holds onto it. In the present, he gives it and the instructions how to use it. They must get to the temporal loom, then Loki must prune himself so he can be pulled back together in the present. Loki shows up again in the present and OB's lamp is flickering. Mobius says they've had power surges all day, which concerns OB. It turns out, the branching is overloading the temporal loom and it's bad because it's in meltdown. They also have only one shot to resync Loki. They have 5 minutes to make this work. Loki time slips again, but this time, to a point in the future. In the present, Mobius starts his part of the process and heads out into the highly dangerous part of the loom to get time energy. OB hits the button to close the blast doors, telling Mobius that Loki is lost to time and Mobius himself is stuck outside the blast doors. In the future, Sylvie appears from inside an elevator and suddenly, something or someone prunes Loki. Loki comes careening out of the temporal loom, knocking himself and Mobius both back in the blast doors. Despite being in different times, the procedure worked and Loki says they need to find Sylvie. Meanwhile, Dox has raided the arsenal and sending an army allegedly for Sylvie, but another agent simply doesn't buy it and it seems like things are about to get much worse. In a post-credits scene, Sylvie walks out of a time door into 1982, Broxton, Oklahoma, in a branch timeline. She ends up walking into a McDonald's to get food. She watches all the people seeming happy and says she wants to try everything. Thank you for watching this video, where we recap the first episode of Loki Season 2. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.